So golf season started. That's always a good thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So actually, let's talk about that, right?
Mhm.
So, so many people get hung up on starting their company. Okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to build it? How am I going to fund it, et cetera, et cetera. But what they don't always think about is building those relationships that are going to continue with your business. Like, for example, you might not go out and sell $1 million tomorrow, and you probably won't, and you likely won't go out and sell $1 million tomorrow. But 2, 3, 4 years from now, you might get that 1 or 2 contracts where you go out and sell $1 million, like in one deal, right? A lot of times those things start on things like the golf course.
Oh yeah.
Right. The networking, the camaraderie, whether guys or girls, doesn't matter. Sometimes it's throwing axes or bowling or something like that. I mean, tell people your experiences on the golf course when you do that.
So I always make an effort to take out new people or use it as a way to build relationships, right? Like I play in a ton of outings. We golf pretty much every week, and we try to bring one new person or 2 new people with us every time we go.
Right.
Right. So I'll take 1 existing one and 2 new ones and try to go out once a week. And not just for me, but also a lot of times I want to introduce someone that I know to someone else. And I have multiple examples of where people I introduced on the golf course have done multi-million-dollar deals
on the course.
Well, not really.
I mean, the relationship starts on the course. Yeah.
Yep. And then, we'll sit down afterwards and we'll have a couple of drinks, have, some food.
Yeah.
And that's when people start talking, and generally they exchange numbers. And then 6 months later, I find out that they started working together. Yeah. I'm like, that's awesome. That's exactly what the point is.
Right. And I remember, so what I do, one of the things that I do, in fact, you come with me, of course, is I'll take some clients or new prospective clients up to like a Flyers game or something like that, right? Like we'll get like 10 guys or 10 people together and we'll go to the Flyers game or something. Like I'm going to do the Phillies this year as well. And the reason I do that is because years ago when I was working at a company in Philadelphia, they had a club box, right? And every once in a while, the club box would come to our department and they'd allow us to use it. And I remember talking to the guy that worked in that box, and he worked that same box for like 15 years. And we were just talking. I was like, do you see a lot of people coming here for business? He goes, Mike, because I was talking to him and he knew my name. He was like, Mike, and I remember his words. I've seen $100 million deals go down in that chair right there.
Yep.
People signing $100 million deals right there in that chair. And I was like, and this was 20, 30, oh my, 30 years ago, 25 years ago. So it's crazy how stuff like that, just like the casual, whether it's golf or going to a game or just something like that, meeting at a restaurant for dinner, how that kind of stuff can really lead to really big business down the line.
And I think it is one of the things that is grossly underestimated nowadays.
It's overlooked. It's entirely overlooked.
Well, everybody's in this mindset of, I gotta make videos and connect with people online and, network online and all this stuff. Meanwhile, if you take a client to a sporting event and talk almost no business during the entire time, you're far more likely to get business from them than any videos, any content, any emails, it doesn't matter what. There is nothing that competes with hanging out in a social setting and get to know them.
Yeah,
nothing.
And the reason, in my opinion, if you have a different opinion, let me know. My opinion is because there's 2 factors there. You got it. Before I'm willing to put that kind of money in your pocket, I have to know you and I have to trust you. And you can't do that online.
It helps if you like them too.
I think that's what I meant. I need to like you and I have to trust you. Because if I like you, I know you. Right. I have to like you and I have to trust you. That's what I meant to say. Thank you. Because you can't do that online. You can't get that connection online.
It's very hard, right? Like one of the reasons when I'm taking on a large marketing client, my first question is always, do you golf? If they say yes, I take them golfing before I sign anything with them.
Yeah.
Because it also teaches me a lot about that client. And I have actually told someone after I took them golfing, I'm like, I don't think we're a good fit.
Wow. Really?
Yep. I didn't do it on the golf course.
No,
we waited a few days and I called him back and I said, look, I kind of been reviewing this and I think you would be better off with someone else.
That's
Oh,
why he beat
no.
you. Yeah, he beat you.
No, it was how it was how he reacted to irrelevant stuff. It was the fact that we were on a golf course on a beautiful Friday afternoon, and of course it was crammed, and he had zero patience for anybody else out there.
Oh, he's going to do that to your staff. Yeah, yeah. He's going to
right?
He's going to decimate your staff. Yep.
So, like the more time I spent out there with him, the less I liked him, and the less I wanted to do business with him.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is not going to end well. Like if this is how you treat strangers on a golf course that are out here having fun, like what are you going to do when there's money on the line or business on the line? Like, is this how you're going to behave?
Timelines that have to be met, and suddenly,
are you
where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Are you going to be hounding my project manager because she didn't reply to your email in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this is not promising at all.
That's a very good point. So it's not just a matter of building the relationships you want, but also staying away from the ones you don't want. That's an excellent point too.
Oh yeah. I can tell you a funny story. So, a guy that I was very good friends with, I had never played golf with him, and he and I and a few other guys decided all to go out the one time. And this is like the most professional guy you'll ever meet. He's in HR, right? So everything is like carefully worded, and every email is like, meticulously crafted, and comes off always wore like button-down shirts, and like always like very, very put together, and everything was. I took this guy on the golf course, and I saw like a whole different person. Like talking about having golfer's Tourette, like it was hysterical.
Oh my gosh!
But like after playing golf with him, our relationship changed because I realized that the work facade that he had on all the time wasn't who he was all the time.
Oh,
right. So like I went from being very careful, like how I spoke around him, to like throwing F-bombs, because like now I've heard him say way worse things than that.
I mean,
right?
I've heard the same thing. You take someone to a bar for happy hour or something like that, get a couple of drinks, and then you'll find out who they are really quick.
Right.
Really quick.
But yeah, I mean, social events, getting to know people outside of whatever that work setting is a great idea, because it allows you to look at often not just their work, but who they are as a person and like their personality. And I think that, especially if you're in a service business, like you and I are both a service business technically, right? The relationships that we have with people, and the ability to communicate effectively with them and know how they're going to react to certain things, right? Like I have clients that I know I can call them and say, hey, we need to push back your project 3 days. And they're going to be like, okay.
Yeah, they won't care.
We also have clients that if we don't deliver the day before it's due,
they're freaking out.
Correct. Yeah. Like I'll be getting emails that night going, it's due tomorrow, right? Like, is it coming tomorrow? Is it going to be there tomorrow? It's very interesting.
And sometimes you learn about your clients as you're working with them, right? So for example, one time this happened, but it happens to other attorneys that I'm aware of, where I sent an invoice to somebody and they sent it back and they line itemed it. They like crossed things out, wrote in certain things. I was like, no, you don't get to do that. You don't get to tell me how long it took me or what it should have taken me. This is what I actually did. And this is what you agreed to. And so, of course, I'm never working with that person again. But people think that's okay too, that they can just go and do that. And it's stuff like that. I know, it's crazy, right? It's stuff like that where you start learning over time what kind of clients or customers you want to have, what kind of relationships to build. But again, a lot of times it's done outside of the office. It's done, like you said, either on the golf course or in a club box or somewhere at a sporting event, or just at a restaurant, take them out to dinner.
And it could be anything, right? Like yesterday, I took a guy to the cigar lounge.
Oh, nice.
We sat there for 2 hours and I learned more about the guy in 2 hours, and like only to find out that I had, because of his personality and how he was. So the nervous version of himself becomes a goofball, right? When you get him out of a situation where he's nervous, totally different personality, right? But I had only seen him and hung out with him in situations where he was always slightly nervous, so he was always a goofball. Sitting there with him for 2 hours yesterday, and I'm like, this totally changes
Yeah.
how we need to approach your business and do things, right? But it's situations that are more casual will tell you a lot more about working with a person than actually work environment does, I think.
Yeah, it
a lot
does.
of times.
So, yeah, I was thinking about that when you were talking this morning. I was like, we should probably start telling people about those kinds of things, because it's more than just posting videos. It's more than just creating a website and putting out newsletters. That stuff is a step, but it's not the big step. The big step is, quite frankly, the one-on-one interactions. They mean more than anything.
Especially if you are like a local business, you're focused on local clientele, regardless of how big or small it is, right? And it's interesting because just through like casual networking, so to speak, what I call casual networking is like golf outings and all kinds of stuff. I've gotten introductions to people that I was like, look at that. You're a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company. Nice to meet you, right? Like, yeah.
I had to pick you up this morning. I had no idea.
Right.
That's not
like,
your house.
Like I'm pretty sure I was heckling you on the 7th hole, wasn't I? Right. But it's those situations where you realize that, it doesn't matter who they are as far as a work life.
Yeah.
They're still a person.
Right.
Right. Like they still have birthday parties. They still have hobbies, right? Like they like to go fishing or golfing or camping and it's just the way to deepen relationships with not just people but also people you don't know. Like it was funny because I remember we had been trying to get a hold of the marketing director of a pretty large organization here, because a couple of the marketing people there had wanted us to get involved with some projects, and we could never find like a time long enough where we could nail down the marketing director. By a random coincidence, he was playing at a golf outing I was playing at.
Get out.
And we sat after the golf outing by a campfire and talked for almost 3 hours.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? That's a guy I couldn't get on his schedule for like 7 months. And then at a random golf outing, we sat and shut the shit and talked for
so cool.
3 hours. Now, guess what? If I call him and say, "Hey, I need time on your schedule,"
oh yeah,
he's like,
let's go back and sit down.
Let me move some stuff around.
That's
right?
great.
Do you want to go golfing? Sure.
Right.
Like, you want to book the tee time, or do you want me to?
That's awesome.
But those are the types of things, like when you get into and understand someone's hobbies. Like, if I called you and said, "Hey, next Tuesday, I have 2 box seats to the Flyers. You want to go?"
Yeah.
Right. Like, you're gonna be like,
yeah.
Right. So you can use hobbies as access as well, right? Like, I'm not saying it's opportunistic. I'm saying it's just, that's the reality of life. That if you have someone that's extremely busy in a stressful position that you're trying to talk to, if you can get them in a more social setting, you're going to get way further ahead than everybody else.
And the new one that I want to start doing real soon with clients and prospects is, I've told you about this before, the sporting clays. Shooting the sporting clays. Oh my God, that is so much fun.
My mortgage guy, so they're like 2 independent guys. They aren't our bigger. Every year they do an event up at
Lehigh Valley.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to do golf. They wanted to do something different. Yeah. So every year they bring up like 40 or 50 people.
Yep.
All realtors and
Isn't it great?
Marketing people.
So much fun.
Oh, dude, like the relationships they have with those realtors is like, what mortgage company is gonna go compete?
Right.
Are you gonna take them up there? And then there's a barbecue place.
Yep.
Forget what it's called.
Mission Barbecue's up there.
No, like a good barbecue place.
Boo.
No, boo.
Mission Barbecue sponsors the one of the events that I go to up there.
Oh, really?
So that's why I say boo.
But there's a barbecue place that's like a mile away. Right. And then everybody goes there afterwards.
Oh my God. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
we went there.
The little, it's like a bar, but it's a bar. Yeah.
It's a little hole in the wall.
Yes.
With the greatest ribs ever.
Yes.
Ever.
So that's where we go after. So we do the event there.
Yeah.
Right. Like you have coffee and donuts and stuff. Right. And then we do the thing. And then everybody goes there for lunch afterwards.
It's so funny.
And they bring out the full spread.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And it is fantastic. And if someone ever says, "I'm buying a house," who do you think I'm referring them to for a mortgage? Yeah. Right. Like, they're good guys, but like they're always top of mind because I always remember, oh yeah,
And who would have thought sporting clays, or who thought they'd go out there and shoot some sporting clays?
correct,
It's
but
so cool.
It really doesn't matter what it is. That's
That's
what
the point.
Like,
There's
yes.
a million different ideas. There's 100 different ways of doing this.
Like I was talking to someone the other day, and I'm like, "Hey, would you be interested in if we did a whiskey tasting and got like an actual expert in to walk you through the whiskeys and like what you should be smelling, what you should be tasting, and all that stuff?" And I think I ended up having like 20 or 30 people interested in something that I thought was going to be like, oh, we might get 5 or 6.
Our friend Jay London, he keeps talking about this person he knows that hand rolls cigars, and he wants to get everybody together for an event with the hand rolled cigars.
She's up in.
Oh, you know her? Okay.
Yeah, she's up in Bethlehem, Allentown.
Okay.
Something like that.
That's crazy. That's a great event.
It's a great event.
Right? You know how many people would love to do that? Not just men. I know plenty of women that smoke cigars too.
Oh yeah.
So,
but it's also cool. Like if you've never seen it, it's really cool how they do it.
I was kind of curious about that. So anyway,
I actually went to a wedding where they.
Oh, did you? Instead of their dessert tray, they had hand roll cigars.
No, so that was the kind of like the party favor.
Oh, cool.
So like you could go up and she would literally ask you like, do you have a preference with tobacco? And
it's that detailed.
So
wow.
Yeah. So and she was sitting there and she had multiple different types of tobacco.
That is so cool.
Yeah, she basically made me a custom cigar. And I was like, this is pretty cool.
Last time I smoked a cigar, I think it was at your house, and I got really sick. So I probably won't be smoking cigars anytime soon.
I don't think that was the cigar.
You don't think it was a cigar?
No.
What was it?
It was probably because you hadn't eaten properly before smoking a cigar.
Oh, maybe.
So
I don't smoke cigars, so I don't know.
So that is one of the things that's why like in my humidor, when I take someone new, I always have sugar packs.
Oh, okay.
Because if you try smoking cigars without having eaten or not used to it, there's something in the cigar that will actually make you feel nauseous. Yeah. So if you eat a sugar pack, it takes the nausea away.
Oh, good to know. Oh, well, there you go.
There you go.
All right. now that you know about cigars, let's get into it. Today, we are on the subreddit entrepreneurship, and we will start with, this one looks good. If you like what you saw in the clips, don't forget to subscribe as well. Let us know what you think by leaving some information in the comments.